Hello everyone, and a huge welcome back to the channel for your Friday update as we head towards a massive season-defining weekend for Arsenal Football Club. The energy is already palpable, the tension is building, and all roads now lead to the main event of the day, Mikel Arteta's pre-match press conference. Today's briefing is arguably the most crucial one we've had in weeks, not just because of the North London derby looming large on Sunday, but because the answers we get, or more likely, don't get, will shape the team selection for an entire run of games that will test this squad to its absolute limit. And the boss will be facing a gauntlet of questions, none bigger than those concerning the immediate availability of our injured stars, and the unavoidable, painful gap left by Big Gabriel's absence in our defensive line. We also have to talk about the immense promise of a certain young academy talent who is garnering praise from club legends, and an unexpected stroke of good fortune regarding a key fixture coming up next week, which provides a huge psychological lift. Let us start, as we must, with the skipper, Martin Odegaard, because there is genuinely positive momentum building around his potential return. Now, I cannot sit here and tell you definitively that he will be in the starting 11, or even on the bench, but the fact that the club is classifying his availability as a late decision is in itself a massive win. He has been back in training, integrating into the sessions following his recovery work while away, and the decision on his inclusion will literally come down to a fitness test after the final session today, and potentially even another check tomorrow morning. Realistically, given the opponent, you would imagine that even if he is deemed fit enough, the role for the derby would be a place on the substitutes bench, providing that game-changing, controlling presence for the final 30 minutes if needed. However, the significance of his return stretches far beyond this Sunday. Immediately following the derby, we faced the colossal challenge of Bayern Munich in the midweek, and then a difficult domestic tie against Chelsea. Knowing that the captain is virtually certain to be back for the midweek, or, at the very latest, the Chelsea game is a monumental boost for the collective confidence and for ARTETA'S ability to rotate and manage this intense schedule. We have missed him. His leadership, his pressing intensity, and the sheer volume of touches he commands in the final third are irreplaceable. And his return marks Arsenal truly being at their best. On the left flank, there is also tremendous hope for the return of Odegaard Martinelli, who missed the games preceding the international break due to a muscle issue. Of all the injured players who were sidelined, Martinelli always felt like the most likely candidate to return first. And thankfully, the indications are strong. Like Odegaard, the medical team will be cautious, as these are not players we can risk re-injuring in a derby. But a potential appearance off the bench for Martinelli also provides a different kind of threat and urgency that can change a tight match in the second half. If we can get just two of these high-caliber players, Odegaard and Martinelli, back onto the bench, it suddenly transforms the manager's options, giving him genuine firepower to introduce when legs are tired. The psychological effect of those names being present in the dressing room and available as substitutes cannot be overstated. It gives a lift to the entire squad and the crowd. We will be holding our breath until Arteta speaks, as he will undoubtedly be cagey and refuse to give anything away. But the signs are undeniably positive for both wingers. The other massive topic dominating the comments and debates across the fanbase this week is how we compensate for the loss of our Brazilian centre-back, Gabriel. So this is a huge challenge because the partnership between him and Saliba has been the bedrock of our defence, and disrupting it in a game of this magnitude is a coach's nightmare. The consensus among the supporters seems split primarily between two options for the left centre-back spot: the highly reliable, though primarily right-footed, Mosca, or the natural left footer, Hin KP, who has just returned from international duties. There is a strong argument for minimal disruption, meaning you bring in a natural left-footed defender to replace a left-footed defender, which favours Hin KP. However, there is also the very compelling argument for sticking with a player who has shown his versatility and competence within the Premier League this season, even if it means shifting a right footer to the left side, which leans toward Mosca. We saw in the pre-season that the manager was comfortable playing Calafuri at left centre-back, while Miles played left-back, But Kofuri has performed so brilliantly as our first choice left back that moving him would necessitate 2 changes in the back line instead of just 1. So, my own prediction aligns with the general feeling that Arteta will likely prefer the continuity of the system and therefore select Hin Taipai, who he has praised previously in a similar manner to how he speaks about Big Gabby. Regardless of the choice, it will be the most scrutinised decision of the day, and one we need to get right. Away from the immediate first-team chaos, we must also shine a light on the incredible youth product Max Daumann, because the level of hype surrounding him just keeps escalating. Ew. Hearing a true club legend and former young prodigy himself, Jack Wilshere, speak about Max in such glowing, almost awestruck terms is genuinely exciting. Wilshere, who was once hailed as the greatest young player to come through the academy in a generation, stated plainly that Max is better than he was at that age, a sentiment that absolutely stops you in your tracks. Wilshere shared an anecdote about bringing Daumann on as a 13-year-old against 5 years older opponents, telling him to just pass and keep it simple, only for Max to immediately run around 3 players and set up a goal. These are fairy tale moments, and it speaks volumes not just about the boy's technical ability, but his mental fortitude and his sheer love for Arsenal. The question now becomes, could he be involved this weekend? With Odegaard and Martinelli potentially returning, it may push Max off the bench. But if he were to be called upon, you simply do not doubt his composure. And the thought of him scoring his first senior goal in a North London derby as a 15-year-old is the stuff of pure fantasy. In other essential news, one of our key rivals, Chelsea, has delivered an unexpected and massive gift ahead of our meeting next week. We have received confirmation that their star player, Cole Palmer, will be missing the fixture due to a fractured toe suffered in a freak accident at home. While we naturally wish him a swift recovery, from a purely tactical and competitive standpoint, this is an enormous boost for Arsenal. Palmer is the beating heart of their attack, and going up against Chelsea without him is a far better proposition than facing him in top form. This news drastically improves our chances in that game, providing us with a needed piece of positive fortune as we navigate the difficult landscape of the next 2 weeks. On a slightly broader note concerning the club, Arteta may also be questioned today on the Premier League meeting involving a potential vote on a wage cap or new spending rules. Arsenal were once thought to be supportive of such changes, but there appears to be a shift in opinion within the club's hierarchy now, so the manager's stance on this highly significant topic, which could change the future financial landscape of the league, will be of interest. Finally, a word on the relentless transfer chatter. The reports linking us with the 21-year-old left winger Jean-Matteo Baja from Frankfurt continue to circulate, but the numbers, 3 goals and 1 assist in 13 games, do not exactly scream marquee signing. If Arsenal are truly looking to make a change on the left wing in the summer, perhaps needing a long-term successor or looking to cash in on a sellable asset like Martinelli or Trossard, we must aim higher than a development project. We need an absolutely ready-made, genuine world-class star to come in and immediately impact the highest level of European competition. The focus for now remains squarely on the press conference, the derby, and getting our injured players back on the pitch as quickly and safely as possible. We will be back with a full debrief later today, but until then, enjoy your Friday, and thank you for watching.